Hi everybody, hello, it's Fiona Hooper and it's time for another edition of my weekly show, The Poetry of Painting. Welcome to everybody that's watching live, welcome to people who watch on replay as well. Great to have you with us and I hope you enjoy the show. This week it's my great pleasure to welcome back to the show one of my fantastic guests, Martin Goldie. So bear with me. Let me add Martin onto the screen. Hi, Martin. How are you?
Hi Fiona, I'm great, thank you. Thanks for having me
Good.
back.
Oh, it's always a pleasure having you on the show, Martin.
Thank you.
I love your poetry. Well, as I do with all my poets as well. I don't want to offend anybody because I
No,
genuinely do love all of your poetries, all of my guests, and I love chatting with you all as well. It's amazing and made some very good friends through these shows. So
yeah,
Um, it's just fantastic. So just note to anybody who's watching, again, welcome, and please do feel free to make comments and ask us any questions that you'd like to, get involved, and we'd love to interact with you. So please do. That'd be brilliant. So this week we have both written a poem about my painting, which is called Autumn's Glow. It's this one behind me, which is oils on canvas, and it's 60 by 60 centimeters. So let me just put that on the screen so you get a better view of it as well. And so any questions, comments, please just pop them in the comments there. I'd love to hear from you. So without more ado, Martin, I am dying to hear your poem. So would you like to read it for us, please?
absolutely Fiona. Hope you enjoy it.
I'm sure I will.
Okay, it's in shimmering pastel, autumn glows, bare aspens, argent barks glint in paling autumn auburn sun, dwarf trembling browning leafage, silent bar, the thrum of lively pink-bibbed calliope hid in blazing gold-leafed foliage, falling steep to lakes still slate, burning bright in high Montana's quiet sunset. Beyond that grey lake silent waters, deep within dark whistling forests, under purple powdered mountains, bloated grizzlies gorge on fresh pink salmon and luscious red and purple huckleberries, preparing now for winter's lengthy hibernation. Below in sluggish rusting meadows, sensing subtle threat pervading, nervous mule deer sniff cool air, then flee to brush, spooked by noisy nothing, and high against a minty sky, towed by well-drilled echelon, snow geese on their maiden journey, race in space with piercing wind, blown from Russia's icy steppes, trumpet loudly fall's final flourish. In that ripe Cheyenne autumn, trees again drip leafy blankets. Once again the blood moon rises slowly to the dimming sky and black flecked silence. Once again autumn's blazing orange patterns fade in time to season's end and coming winter's monochrome, when winter's foul sulks replace fall's gentler temper, oppressed with cold, malignant darkness, that slowly fading gold-leafed world, where famished bison scratch forlorn, remnants of a once great herd, trickle like a scorched valley's grim river, down frosted slopes to warmer plains, a firm for hunter and the hunted, fall's great exodus has begun, and as the blood moon gently wanes, from dreamy smoking tepees, mournful songs of Cheyenne ghosts rise in wind to noble eagles, echo loud in cold blue space, like the last wolf's final howl, aching chants forever warning. Our shrinking green and golden places live only as long as the last one to remember. Thank you.
Wow. It sounds like you've been to Montana, Martin.
Well, and I haven't actually, but thank
No?
you.
Oh,
No, I've
wow.
not.
That's beautiful. I love that, the dripping of leafy blankets and
Yeah,
oh, brilliant. Such fantastic imagery. That's amazing. Thank you
thank
so
you.
much. It's just,
Um,
yeah, yet another Martin Goldie masterpiece.
thank you.
Thank
Very
you.
kind.
Well, yeah, mine's maybe a bit shorter than yours. Yeah, I don't know. I hear my guest poems, and then I think, do I really want to read mine now?
Absolutely. I'm
Because I
I'm
love
looking
your.
forward
I
to
love
hearing
your.
it.
Okay, all right. Well, let me do mine then. So it's called, not surprisingly, Autumn's Glow. As summer's emerald brilliance fades, the changing season heralds autumn's glow. Shimmering leaves respond to shorter days and create a spectacular fiery show. A rich mosaic of golds, reds, and russets, this feast for the eyes is a perfect delight. Set against violet peaks and azure skies, these vibrant colours set the scene alight. The silver birches with their tapestry bark, papery layers with silvery edges, curling. Gently their leaves flutter to the forest floor, nutrients into the cycle of life returning. The low sun now rakes across the valley. Winter's icy fingers have marked their trails and brushed across the towering heights, adorning them with glittering snowy veils. This land as yet unspoiled by the hand of man, with majestic mountains, forests, and lake, wild and untamed with a primal beauty, let's keep it so for nature's sake.
That's lovely.
That's my one.
Aye. The artist's eye for colour, like the purple or
But
violet,
you
was it?
had the yes, you had the
Yeah, the
violet
purple
mountains
powder.
as
Yeah,
well.
that's right.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know, that's
purple
lovely.
powder. Yeah.
Aye, and it's that sense of change from autumn into winter comes out in your words very well, I think.
Well, thank you. Well,
Yeah,
and yours as well, it's and the bison. I love the bison coming down like a dark river down the valley, and
yeah,
just heading for warmer climes and
yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Wow.
I,
So I really felt that you must have been to Montana in the late fall when
I
you were reading
no,
your poem. I really did. It just sounded so much like you were speaking from experience
yeah.
and personal experience of actually being there and feeling it and seeing it and smelling it. So fantastic,
Well, I suppose
fantastic.
it's testament to the painting that somebody that's not been to Montana can look at, and if you look closely, you can see and let your imagination run with what would be in that sort
Mhm.
of environment, and I think that's what I try
Yeah,
to do. But,
yeah.
but I'm
Well, you
glad you enjoyed.
did it very successfully. Thank you. Yeah. So a privilege to have you writing poems again. So thank
Thank you.
you.
Thanks
So
very much.
what's been happening in your world then, Martin, with your
Yeah,
poetry?
well, I've for about the last month or 6 weeks, I've been sort of bravely going to open mic sessions, and there's one in particular that I go to. In fact, it's probably it must be more than that. Time flies. It must be about
Mm,
3 months because I've been to three. I think I've been to three of their open mics, and they're every
yeah.
month, and they also do Zooms. And I'm quite rural, but it's in a place called Balloch, so it's relatively sort of close
Mm,
to go to, and they in fact it was Monday night was their latest open mic session, and they had a a, a guest speaker, a Stephen Watt, who's a sort of younger guy, younger than me, but he's uh, probably one of the most published poets in Scotland currently, and I was quite interested to hear his poetry, and funnily enough, I got there. It was terrible weather, but I was off, so I managed to get there quite early.
Was
And
that after the storms? Was
it was
that that?
before. It was
Oh,
actually
before the
before the
storm.
storm.
Oh, right.
So I
Right.
managed to get there before it and get back. It, 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 it came in quite about lunchtime on Tuesday, and I was already home. So realising that there was a prospect of sort of bad weather, I left sort of sharp. But I was there particularly to hear this Stephen Watt, his name is, and it ended up, it was quite funny. There was, because of the weather, there wasn't too many there, so it gave you the opportunity to get a chat with the other poets that were there. And I said to Stephen Watt, I says, you might know my son, and I says he's on Facebook as Aldo, and he's like that. Aldo Cairncross, and I says, yes, that's him. And he said he then related a story that I think it was in 2013. Stephen Watt was at the doing the Rabbit Hole Music Festival near Stirling, and my son was on the same bill in the spoken word tent, and he said that this is the first time he'd met Alan, my son, and he turned up with a top hat and made up and just sort of as outrageous as you could be. But
Excellent.
he went on to the stage and absolutely smashed it. And Stephen Watt's telling me this story and saying that he was at the side watching my boy on the stage, saying that saying to himself that Alan was the future of Scottish poetry, which was quite an accolade to hear when he's talking about your son. So I was quite proud to hear that.
Oh,
But
very much so.
aye.
Wow.
So it was quite a nice wee story. And he was
Absolutely.
absolutely taken aback that he was talking to Aldo's dad. So it was quite nice.
Oh, lovely.
Aye.
Oh, you mentioning the top hat just reminds me, when I was still at school, just a few years ago, we went on a drama tour down to Falmouth, and as well as doing the performances, matinees and evening performances, we also did street theatre to publicise the shows and to get people in. And I loved doing that, and because I was going around with my top hat, tails, walking, cane and everything, and yeah, that takes me back to that. It was just so fantastic.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I would have quite liked to have carried on with drama, really, but it just didn't happen. Once then sort of, exams got in the way, and then life got in the way. But I really, it was I think we were only there for about a week.
Right.
Or maybe just a little bit over a week, but it was a fantastic time. Just because you're away from all your normal responsibilities like homework and lessons and stuff, and just living the life. It was just so much fun. So yeah. Oh, well done you. Well done your son. Absolutely
It's
lovely.
quite nice. Aye.
Yeah.
But he's a very accomplished poet, Alan. He's been it's sort of in normal sort of the way a boy would follow his dad, but it seems I've followed him. He's been writing poetry since he was about 15, probably.
Oh, wow.
So
Gosh.
he's 15 years ahead of me in writing poetry, and he's very different poems, but they're very, very good.
Yeah.
So.
Well, if you'd like to, if he's happy, that put his Facebook link into the comments once we finished on Facebook. People can look him up.
Yeah, aye.
That'd be great. Lovely.
Absolutely.
Oh, Anne's watching. Show it on the screen as well. My new trick. So having a look back later of what you've missed. Oh, you missed Martin's fantastic poem, and so do listen back for it, because it was just amazing. So great to have you on board. Thank you so much. That's oh, and now it's coming up saying hi. So lovely. And thank you for your lovely comment about painting. Thank you. But you must listen to Martin's poem. It's amazing. So
Thanks.
yeah. So and I believe you've had work in a publication recently as well,
Yes,
Martin.
I've got a couple of. It's a Scottish publication called Dreich, and it's this is Wee Dreich 5, and I've got two small poems in it, so it's
Yeah.
quite nice to get poems actually published into a poetry publication. So I was quite pleased with that. And
Absolutely.
in the spring, he's got a larger volume that comes out, I think, once a month. And I think it's the March edition. I've got 3 poems going into that. So
Wow.
that's 3. It'll be
And
season 4, and this is
what
Wee Dreich.
English?
I know it's Dreich, a Scottish word for very drab and dreary,
All
usually
right.
associated with weather. So it's, but that's the
Oh,
name of the publication. But
yeah.
the Wee Dreich was limited to 12 lines in each poem. So I had a couple of poems
Oh,
that are
right.
shorter than my usual, and I sent them, and he took the 2 of them. So I was quite
Yeah.
pleased.
Excellent. Well done.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's nice to get poems into book form, I suppose, or pamphlet
Mm.
form.
Yes. Yes. Well, there'll be another book on its way, won't there, very soon? So, well, the preparation of the new book will be starting very soon
Oh, nice,
with
nice.
your poems, my poems, all my guest poems, and my
Yeah.
paintings in it. So,
Ah,
yeah, really looking forward to that. I just need to research what's going to be the best way to do it,
yeah,
which will be fun. So, oh, Anne
absolutely.
says she's going to listen back to hear your poem. Good plan, Anne, because honestly, it is fantastic. I won't
I
tell you
hope
all about it now. I'll
I'll
let
just
you
say
hear
I
it.
hope you enjoy it, Anne.
I don't see how anyone could not enjoy it, Martin. So, yeah. But I've got a publication as well,
Oh,
and
nice.
I have posted it on Facebook, but it's my calendar for next year, and I've now only got 4 of them left, and it's got different painting for each month, obviously, and I'm really pleased with the way the printing's come out. It's on really nice quality paper. It's got my own work in it. You can't see it unless I hold it in front of the camera. So if anybody wants to grab one of the last few copies, they do come in a nice cellophane sleeve to keep them nice and clean as well. So just drop me a line. But as I say, there's just 4 left now, so I'm really pleased they've sold very well.
Yeah,
So
that sounds great. It
yeah,
looks a stunning
thank
sort of
you.
set of
Yeah.
set of pictures.
So you should recognise at least one of them in there, which was Rugged Sentinels, for which you
Nice.
wrote another fantastic poem, and which also sold at the recent exhibition of the North Weald Art Group, which
Oh,
was
nice.
wonderful.
Yeah,
It's lovely when you maybe get favourite paintings even, but and you think, oh, it's gone, I like it, but just such a fantastic feeling when somebody loves your painting enough to
yeah,
want to buy it, and to know that it's going to bring them pleasure,
yeah,
and for years and years to come. It's an honor, and it's such a pleasure when that happens. So
yeah.
yeah, I
That's
was
brilliant.
absolutely thrilled when I turned up on the last day at lunchtime to steward for the afternoon, and they said, we only sold your painting 10 minutes ago, you missed
Ah,
it. So I said, yeah, happy dance.
aye. So did you not get to
So
meet the buyer?
I didn't,
No,
unfortunately, no, which would
that's a
have been
shame.
lovely,
Yeah, that
because
would be
it's,
nice.
yeah, but yeah, so that was lovely. Yeah, so that painting for your poem has now flown the nest.
I know.
Yeah. So what else is going on? Have you got some more events coming up, Martin?
Well,
Or?
next week I've got an event. It depends on, well, unfortunately, it depends on COVID situation, whether it's going to be Zoom or live. But it's a Christmas speakeasy, and it's at the Centre for Contemporary Arts in this Sauchiehall Hall Street in Glasgow. If it's going to be live, and I'm going to do a slightly shortened version of Sea Green that I wrote for one of your one of your paintings,
Which
and
Anne
because
knows all very
yes,
well.
yes, Anne
And yes,
loves.
Anne, you may, by the way, in response to your comment, thank you very much. I'll get that sorted out for you. But yes.
I'm quite looking forward to that. And it's the theme is inspired and delight. And I thought that basically that poem was about standing on the edge of the land, the land, looking out onto the sea or the ocean and watching a storm coming in. And what can be better than experiencing that? So hopefully it'll go down
Absolutely.
quite well.
And
Yeah, and
Anne's put
Sea Green
another
found a
lovely
happy
comment
home.
on. Thank
Yes.
you. Yeah, it is so amazing when somebody loves painting like that. So thank you, Anne, again for that as well. Unfortunately, that one's not on the calendar, but then you've got the original to look at every day, Anne. So hopefully that makes up for it. Yes, it's COVID coming in is again with a new variant. I think it's likely to disrupt things. It certainly disrupted my small art group that I run. We were due to meet tomorrow evening, and it's our normal sort of Christmas party evening, which is not a massive wild affair, but we have a few drinks and just non-alcoholic because I'm driving, that's fine, and some food and maybe a quiz or two and things. But quite a few people are concerned, and understandably so.
I know.
They've got plans for Christmas. They don't want to risk messing those up. So
I know.
I think there was going to be about 3 of us or something. So we decided no.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
It's not worth it. So hopefully we'll all get to meet up again in January. But we just have to see how it goes. And it's good to see that a lot more people are wearing masks again now on the public transport and things. So it must help. I'm sure it won't stop it, but it must help to slow it down at least.
That's right.
Fingers crossed. As long as
I know.
Politicians don't have too many Christmas parties.
That's right. I hope they've learned their lesson. The less said about that, the better.
Absolutely.
Dear.
But no, it's strange times still that we're living in, and things will get back to some sort of normal, I'm sure, but it may be a different normal. But
I know.
By the time we get, sorry.
No, I think you're right. I think the normal is going to be sort of totally different to what it was before.
But
you
by
just
that
have to
time,
adapt.
We'll probably feel that it is normal by the time we get back to that sort of situation. But then, over time, everything changes, doesn't it? And we're so lucky that we have got vaccines, we've got hospitals, treatment. You think going back a few hundred years with the Black Death, they didn't have anything like that to try and, they just had, some basic herbal potions and things, some of which may well have helped because some of our modern medicines are based on things like that, like aspirin from willow, isn't it, from the tree? They may well have had some medicines that worked, but against the Black Death, I think we all know that there wasn't much that was going to do much good, really. So
I know.
It's a real pain for us, but
it could be worse. It could be worse.
Yeah, and bad enough though it is, but it could be worse, I think. So consider ourselves lucky for that one. But yeah, sorry, how did we get onto that sort of rather somber subject?
I know. We're
Yeah.
talking about how it affects our
Mm,
likes of your painting sessions and social
yes.
groups
Yeah.
through your painting, and same through the spoken word that
Mm,
people are reluctant to go out and sort of
yeah.
meet
Yeah.
just now. So
But at least we've
hopefully
got,
it'll get
we've
soon.
got Zoom and things like that. So,
Yeah,
even going back, well, 10, 15 years, certainly, 20 years ago, we would never have had anything like that
that's
to,
right. That's right.
to
I
be
know.
interacting with people. So again, that's one good thing about it. At least
Yeah,
people can keep in touch and, have video calls to stay a little bit in touch with family. No, it's not the
yeah.
same, but
Well,
we
it's
do
still
have
in touch.
it. Yes, yeah, we can
Actually, I
still.
don't mind Zoom. I do
Mm,
some. I do the Balak group that I go to has a live version that meets once a month, but the following Monday they do a Zoom session for those that don't feel quite ready to go
mm,
out, and
yeah,
I tend to do that as well. I actually quite enjoy it because
yeah,
it suits me because I'm sort of quite rural and sort of out the
mm,
way. It
mm,
means that I'm not having to worry about how to get to somewhere and how to get back, and I
mm,
can, and I find it, I still quite enjoy it. Listening to the other poets, and then you have your slot, and then relax
mm.
back and listen to the other poets. I quite
Yes,
enjoy
yeah,
the Zoom sessions that they
yeah.
do.
And with the winter weather coming, it
Well, that's right. Well,
yeah.
there's another group that meet in Paisley, which is across the water, and maybe about 20 minutes by road from where I
Mm.
stay, and theirs was cancelled due to the storm. So
Oh gosh, yes.
so this time of
Yeah.
year, especially up in Scotland, the weather can be quite
Mm.
disruptive. So
Yes,
Zoom again can be a blessing. Uh,
absolutely. And
yeah.
were you badly affected by either of the two recent storms, Martin? Or
Well, not where I was, but it's I think elsewhere. I think the first Darwin, I think the east of the country get uh, get badly affected,
right.
and I think Barra, the central belt, wasn't too badly affected.
Mm. Mm.
Certainly, we're right on the coast, so you're going to expect it
Mm.
to really hit you, but it was windy, but there was no real disruption. I had
Right.
the power went out on the first storm, but only for I was like my wife was at work, so I was sitting um, in the house and the lights went off, which was very inconvenient. But it was only
Yeah.
for a few hours. It wasn't like the
All
3, 4, 5 days that other
Mm.
people longer that other people have
Longer,
suffered.
yes,
So
yes.
I was
And
quite lucky that way.
I'm
It
sure
was
everyone
just
will join me in sending our best wishes to all of those
yeah,
people who've been badly
absolutely.
affected. It's
I know.
horrendous.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So, well, we are on that note, getting to the end of our time again. It just has flown by again, Martin. Um, oh, what have I done there? Put another comment back on the screen again. Um, so, sorry, technology. So, yes, well, once again, it's just been an absolute joy to have you on the show, Martin. I have so
Absolutely.
enjoyed it. And hopefully, as normal, you'll let me have a copy of your poem
Yeah, I'll
to
send one
put
to
out
you.
in
Yes.
due course. And thanks very much for watching, everybody. Oh, Anne says she really enjoyed listening to our chat again. Thank you very much, Anne. Great to have you on the show, commenting there. And hopefully you and everybody else will be able to come back and join me again next week for another version of the Poetry of Painting, which will be Wednesday the 15th at 7 o'clock UK time here on Facebook. So Thanks so much again, Martin. Really enjoyed it. And to everybody, including you, stay safe, have a jolly good week, and just remains to say goodbye from both of us. So bye from me.
Bye.
And bye from Martin. Lovely. Thanks, everybody. Take care now. Bye.